Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Off Air Podcast with Slater and Marjo. Like and subscribe if you're listening.
If you do that every time, it's really going to be a problem.
If you're listening on YouTube, help the channel grow. Today we're going to be talking to Paul Procopio. He is the man behind the T-shirts that the Boston Red Sox players have been wearing. That's been going viral recently. We're going to talk about
building a brand, building a business, working with celebrities. And, of course, good old-fashioned Red Sox baseball.
Yeah, and I'm going to find out what the word drip means.
Today's episode of Off Air with Slater and Marjo is brought to you by Berkshire Adventures. Berkshire Adventure Tours, e-bike tours, picturesque picnics, private e-bike rides, Cloud9 seats, hidden gems, and scenic picnics. I did one of these the other day. Can't recommend it enough. Great local guide here in the Berkshires. So BerkshireAdventureTours.com. You can find them on social media.
So your uncle robbed
well, like my
an armored truck. Amazing.
Stop it.
Yes. It was a great uncle.
It's kind of badass.
In the 70s. Yeah, they you can Google it. Like if you Google Procopio, armored truck. It's like
we'll pull up the article.
I think it was like my dad's uncles or something crazy like that. We rob banks and trucks. So
Paul Procopio, everybody.
Not a bank robber.
Not a bank robber.
But a t-shirt printer.
That's right.
Yes.
Amongst other things.
So your t-shirts landed on Roman Anthony, Jarren, Duran, and
Marcel
from the Boston Red Sox.
Yep. Trevor Story, pretty much all the guys. We've done a couple. So I think everybody obviously saw the Tremendously Locked In. If you're a baseball fan, whatever it may be, we actually did shirts that were barrel monsters with the Wally head. Those were the first ones that were all over Nesson, Red Sox, like Ceddanne Rafaela had it on. Duran wears it all the time. That was like the first shirt that I felt like we did. And I was like, oh my God, like this is on Nesson, this is on.
Yeah.
It was everywhere, right?
That must have been insane.
Insane. And like, it's funny, right? Because you see that, like we're sitting down, we're watching the game, and like Nesson's like, usually before, like pregame, they'll show, the guys taking BP, right? And they'll talk over that. And I'm like, oh my God. I said to my wife, like, there's the shirts, right?
Yeah.
And then the next day, you're so ingrained in like, all right, we got to get the kids to preschool, we got to get them to daycare, we have other orders we have to worry about. You kind of like forget about it.
Yeah.
And it was actually a point where I was like, man, like, why aren't I feeling like the
amazing?
man?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I don't really feel like the man.
Right? Like,
like I'm a baseball guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Red Sox fan.
Yep.
These guys are wearing stuff I printed, and I don't feel like the man.
Yeah.
So the Red Sox are in third place right now. Only 3 games out of first place as of this taping. Yeah.
Yep.
So how did your company's shirts land on, like, and who came up with the, because this picture went viral of Jarren Duran in the outfield with the sleeveless shirt on that said tremendously locked in. First of all, who came up with that phrase, and how did your shirts get on them?
Okay. So last week, right? I mean, last week, 2 weeks ago, Romy Gonzalez was asked on Nesson in the locker room, hey, how are you feeling when you're facing lefties? And he said, I'm tremendously locked in.
Right.
So obviously, like, here's the other thing too, right? These guys, these professional baseball players, at least in my experience with these guys, they're all just like us.
Yeah.
Like, they want to bust your
wicked
balls.
Rich.
Yeah, except millionaires. But like, they want to bust your balls just like they do everybody else, right?
Right. Like, if that's their natural personality, it's going to be that regardless
it's
of what
a
they do for a
fantasy
living.
football group chat.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
boy.
They're torching each other. So they probably all were like, oh God, look at this idiot. Let's make fun of him, right?
Yep.
So Pete Fatsy, who's a good buddy of mine, is the hitting coach for the Sox. He sends me a text and he's like, Trevor Story's going to reach out to you. And I'm like, for what? Within 2 minutes, it's like, hey, Paul, it's Trevor Story. Like, blah, blah, blah. I can show you the text. And he's like, we have an idea for a shirt. This is what we're thinking. So him and I are going back and forth. And I came up with this logo of like a lock. And then it had like the 2-3 in it for Romy Gonzalez. Said tremendously locked in, whatever. And I think a lot of people are probably like, why did you do pink and blue?
Yeah, it's almost like
that's the first thing I thought of.
Miami Vice colors, right?
So Romy's from Miami.
Oh, that makes sense now.
So
That makes sense.
Trevor was basically like, let's do, so we took like the old Miami Heat. I don't know if you've ever seen.
the throwback, Miami Heat throwback logo.
So it's like kind of curved. Like the funny thing is like
that's exactly what it looked like to me, yeah.
The joke that we have is like, if you look at some of the shirts, they're curved a little bit. That's on purpose, right?
Yeah, okay.
We've done our fair share of upside down logos on accident, but that was on purpose. And they wanted those colors.
Yeah.
So we did it. I designed it. I sent it to him. He's like, it's a go. And I'm like, we should put the 23 on the back. He's like, yep. So we put the 23 on the back in the Red Sox font, but still in that pink and blue. So again, like back to feeling like you're the man. I did those shirts, right? Trevor texted me last week. We do them. I had to wake up at 2:30 in the morning to get them done. Drive them to Pete's house.
Oh, okay. Hand delivered.
For 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And Pete brought them to Fenway, gave them to Trevor, handed them out, and then all of a sudden it's everywhere.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So like for me, I was just like, it's like I've done like 10 orders, and we can get into like how this even came about. You never really know which ones. I have done, in my opinion, I've done way cooler shirts for them.
Yeah.
Way cooler shirts for them. And none of them really went crazy viral like this.
It's almost like an internet like content. Like you
never know which is going to catch fire, you know?
Yes. Like even some of the shorts that I've made for this podcast, I'm like, oh, this one's going to do great. And it's a dog.
Right.
And then it's just like, the
ones you don't expect to do well.
Yeah. I'll just put one out there.
And then as a creator, you're like, wait a minute, this isn't the work I want spotlighted. I wanted like my favorite to be, you know what I mean? It's like a band when they have a song that's the #1 hit and they hate it or something like that. They're like, this isn't really us.
If you're a Red Sox fan, like we did a shirt for the pitchers that throw over 100 miles an hour in the whole organization. Chapman got one, Crochet got one, maybe some minor league guys. On the front, it's a B with the Sitco sign that says Fuego in it. And on the back is Pedro Martinez, and it's got a bunch of hundreds on it. It is sick. And I'm like, this shirt is unreal. And
no one's going to see it.
There's one picture of Garrett Crochet
right.
that was in it early in the season. He had the sleeves cut off of it. And I'm like, dude, this is like the best shirt we've ever done. Anybody that sees it, it's like, that shirt's sick. I'm like, I know. And it's nobody even knows what it is. So yeah, it's always like that.
Am I the only one that doesn't like the City Connect blue and yellow uniforms?
Yes.
Oh, the old.
The marathon. City
not the green ones now.
Not the green ones now.
No, out on them.
You don't like them?
Nope.
Oh, I love them.
Really?
They're
the
like
yellow,
Golden
the
State.
blue.
They're like Golden State colors. I mean, I know they're Boston Marathon colors, but they're like Golden State. That's what you're talking about.
Yellow and blue. I don't like the yellow and the blue.
No.
Right.
Me neither.
I couldn't
the new
disagree
City
with
Connects,
you guys.
the new green monster City Connects
Unreal.
are dope, dude.
Unreal.
How come you guys don't like the blue and yellow?
I don't know.
Like
I just
Boston Marathon.
No.
It just like makes me think of like I couldn't.
Blue and
disagree with you
yellow.
guys more.
I don't think there's any ties.
It looks like Easter. Yes, there's no
ties to the
Boston tie
Boston
to it.
I understand the Boston Marathon, right?
Yeah,
but like
and that's blue and yellow.
the green monster green
Yes.
is iconic.
Yes.
All right.
And so I have like a story about that. So the City Connects weren't out yet. I get a text message that says Walker Buehler wants custom cleats with the City Connect colors. And I'm like, well, I don't know what the City Connect colors are. And I was like, told this is what they are.
Got a little preview.
And I'm like, okay. And like my wife, actually, she's the one that like I would have paint these, right? So we're kind of like scrambling a little bit. And then eventually like Walker Buehler kind of was just like, nah, I don't even really want to do it, blah, 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 whatever. So we didn't do it. But we kind of knew what the colors were, which was cool.
Yeah.
So, right. So
like
like
you're
we were
in on a little secret.
Yeah. Like it was cool, but yeah, it's just like a little tidbit.
So do they like what's the deal with licensing? Like, can you get the Red Sox to sell those for you? Like how does Primo like monetize this, you know, kind of little viral fame right now?
So the other thing that's interesting, right, with the other shirts we've done, all of them, except for Tremendously Locked In, were Red Sox branded shirts, right? So we did a couple for the pitchers, right? Red Sox B with a bunch of K's inside of it for pitching. We've done, we did one for Massa, the outfielder that just came back. We did some for him. It had Red Sox fonts. The Romy Gonzalez one is actually the first one that doesn't have anything Red Sox tied to it, right? They do have, it does have the 23 on the back in the Red Sox font.
Yep.
So like, could somebody be like, hey, listen, you know, can't do that?
Right.
I've never tried to sell any of the other shirts.
Right.
What started happening was we did the shirts, they're on Nessun, and we're watching, like we're on, you know, the Red Sox Instagram, and I start seeing links. Buy the shirt here. Buy the shirt here.
Oh, because somebody ripped your design.
And I'm like, my wife's going nuts. She's like, you need
like,
to
that's
come.
our money.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
So then it kind of just was like, I was like, I'm getting, and then I click on one link. It has all the designs that I've done for the Sox.
How does that happen?
I mean, anybody can recreate anything, right? Like somebody could take a picture of this, throw it on a t-shirt in seconds, right?
Paulie, you're not going to take that, are you?
So it's like, I was, I'm kind of like, whatever. So then the next day, I hooked up with an Instagram out of Boston. That was a big Red Sox Instagram. They DM me and they were like, hey, we want to buy the shirts. I think we can help you promote them because you're the original creator of the shirt. So then we made our own link and we sold probably like $12,000 worth of shirts in 24 hours.
Wow, that's good.
Which was sick, right?
Yeah.
So we are now fulfilling that and shipping that and all that. But that was the first that we've ever made on that, right? But we've also done business with them, right? So like, let's say they were upset, right? It's a phone call of like, hey, don't do that, right?
Right.
Come on.
It's not like you have zero connections in the organization. Or
exactly,
like that.
right? So, but still, like I haven't made those shirts for anybody else because I'm trying to protect that relationship, right?
Of course.
Like, because it's great for us, it's great for our brand. So I don't want to do something stupid to make $100, right? Because it can cost us thousands on the back end. So
Why am I feeling like the Devers trade is like the Nomar trade back in 04?
Valid.
That's when I just get Nomar vibes from this trade, and he's not doing well as a Giant.
No, and I think too, like again, I don't want to say too much on a public podcast, but like I do think that there's some things behind the scenes that a lot of us don't know.
Of course.
I personally I'm big on, are you in when guys come to the games, right? Like you bring your kids to the games, is this person signing autographs? Are they giving balls? Of course, it's work for them, right? They can't really always do that.
Right.
But it always felt like Devers never really had a connection with like Boston.
Yeah.
Like Ortiz, right? Like even guys like Manny that have that historical laid back vibe, they were still Boston guys.
Right.
Definitely.
And Boston is such a sports city, even just outside
100%.
the Red Sox organization, the players need to be genuine and real with the fans and like embrace the fans the way, Boston fans can be. And I think if you're not doing that, they'll chew you up and spit you out.
Pedro,
100%.
Manny, Ortiz, Millar, Pedroia.
Oh yeah,
all those guys were real Boston. Euclid.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play, and I've talked to a couple of the guys about this, right? And I'm like, it's got to be so hard to play in Boston, and they're like, it is, but
who?
Like who I talked to about this? Pete.
Slater wants you to name drop.
Yeah. I'll just say Pete, right? Like I've talked to Pete about this before, and he's basically like, yeah, it's crazy, right? But Tuesday night against the Rockies is going to be sold out.
Right.
So
and
that's
the
the
Rockies
difference.
Are the worst team
exactly.
in
The Rockies stink, right? So like it's that's the vibe that you're in Boston for. And like Will Middlebrooks on Nesson had a good point the other day. Boston people understand the game.
Yeah.
Right? Like
they're not Pink Hat fans. Like they actually know what's going on. Yeah.
The Miami Marlins fans are probably like, yeah, it's sweet. Yeah. It's Major League Baseball, right? Yeah. Boston is like, why didn't he throw a curveball there?
Right.
Chances are they're wrong, right? But they're at least invested in
That's so true.
It is 100%.
Yeah. That's so true. Like you go to a Florida Panthers game. Well, maybe that's a bad example because they've been so
definitely
good.
Bad example.
Okay,
now.
because they've been so good. But like, certain markets, like you're there to show up to go to the game because it's an experience. You're not there like for the sport. You know what I mean? And I mean, I am not a Red Sox fan, but a huge Bruins fan, and that's how I feel every time I go to their games.
100%.
And it helps that it's only 36,000 seats, right?
Totally.
I mean, you go to I feel bad. Even Camden Yards. I mean, sometimes it's empty.
Yeah.
And never mind like Pittsburgh.
Like you can go to Milwaukee. I think the Brewers are decent too, but one of my old bosses lived in Milwaukee, and she's like, "Oh, we buy $20 tickets and we sit on the field." It's like Fenway, Yankee Stadium, Chicago Cubs.
Insane.
Like, there's a handful of obviously the Dodgers now, but like, there's a handful of teams where like that's not happening.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we live in an area where Bruins are usually good, the Patriots, the Sox, right?
And even when they're not, they're still expensive. It's great, but because Boston is a sports market, it's a sports city. You know what I mean? It just is.
What was interesting when we did the tremendously locked in sale. The amount of people in Texas, North Carolina, I shipped 3 of them to Canada. Like the amount of, I thought it was going to be Waltham, Brighton, all these
maybe
other,
up to Nashville, New Hampshire,
right,
crazy,
like, sure, but it was. I had a woman call me from North Carolina.
Yeah,
it was like, "Is this legitimate? My kids want it," and I was like, "Yeah, like sure, right?"
Yeah.
Like
That's
so, that was really interesting too. It was like nationwide Red Sox fans.
Yeah,
talk to me about tickets and like you were saying players have to pay for tickets?
Yeah, so I think it's what I've learned, right, through this experience is it's a huge misconception that all these guys get free tickets, whatever they want, da-da-da. Like, again, Juan Soto, sure. Like, he probably negotiated in his contract, hey, I want this suite, X amount of tickets, yada, yada, right?
But he's Juan Soto.
Exactly, right? And some of the big-time dudes that, like, are getting 150 mil, maybe, right? But most of the other guys in the league on these teams, they pay for their tickets, right? So they get them face value, right? So they may be paying $80, but everybody has this idea of, like, I get asked for tickets all the time now, right? And people are like, oh, can you get tickets? Can you get tickets? And I'm like, yeah, right, I can. But for like me and my family, and I'm also Venmoing X person, right? Because they get that taken out of their paycheck.
It's still nice to get them for face value, though. I mean, though after, ticket prices.
And the thing that's cool about that is if you get the tickets from a player or a coach, you sit in the family section.
Oh, that's nice.
So you're in this one section. And
where is it?
So at Fenway, I think it's the second tier behind home plate. But at Yankee Stadium, it can be up in here, or at Wrigley, it's there. Each stadium has its own little thing. And we went to Yankee Stadium 2 months ago. I took a couple of my buddies there, and it was just a different experience of like, each park operates differently. Yeah. If that makes sense.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Slater is so nostalgic about, I mean, he's a little bit older than you, but Slater's so nostalgic about that 2004 Red Sox team, like that era. Is that like, does that resonate with all Sox fans this way? Like, do you like just?
I am right. Like, I'm not. Of course, right? And like, I don't want to speak. I would assume for every Red Sox fan it does.
Well,
right?
how old are you?
36.
All right, so you were.
So you were
14. Yeah.
So like
13 or 14. Yeah.
For me, I remember watching the games. I remember like Johnny Damon leading I think it was game 4 off, like, or game 7, whatever, a home run. Like, I remember Joe Buck being like, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes,
right? Like,
yes.
All that stuff still gives me
Back
chills.
in Sheffield. We'll see you later on tonight.
Yeah, right? So like,
of course,
2007 is cool, right? I was a senior in high school. Like 2013, 2018. Like I remember 2018, like, my wife and I were in our house and like I was watching the game, then went to bed. But like 2004, I think for everybody that's a Red Sox fan, hits different, right? Just because it was, 2003, Aaron Boone hits the home run.
Wakefield.
Right. And like those dreams are gone. And then 2004, and that team was gritty.
Yes.
Right? So you had a bunch of gritty dudes on that team. And I think that anybody, like when I think of the Boston Red Sox, I think of the 2004 gritty guys, like, coming back. And like, it was, it's legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blown save by Mariano Rivera,
of course.
Miller, the Dave Roberts stolen base,
The Netflix documentary is sweet, too.
It's fantastic, yeah. And like Roberts being the LA coach, he's super successful. Francona's found his home with, he was with the Cleveland organization for a while. I don't know where
Cincinnati
he is
now.
Cincinnati.
The other Reds.
Yesterday, a couple days ago on the show, we were talking about the All-Star game. And Slater saw a YouTube comment that said, like, nobody watches this crap. Baseball's a dying sport. What do we think about that? Because, you're a baseball guy. Grew up playing baseball, college baseball, managed a GM of a collegiate team.
Yep. So, like, hot take for me, like Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
Okay.
My cousin just went to that at Fenway. She said it was bananas, no pun intended. She said it was so fun.
Right. But if you are an OG baseball guy.
Yeah. That hurts your soul.
Yeah, you're kind of just like,
of course. It's the Globetrotters of
It's exactly what it is,
but
right?
Like, it's not a threat to the game, so why?
Like, I want to see.
Like, the Globetrotters aren't a threat to the NBA. Nobody stopped watching the NBA because the Globetrotters got popular.
It makes people talk about baseball more, which is good, right? That's great.
But when I hear people talking about the Savannah Bananas, not the...
not the actual Red.
Not the Boston Red Sox.
I probably know more about the Savannah Bananas than I do about the Red Sox.
100%.
That's a problem.
Well, mostly because I've been trying to get tickets for like 3 years.
Damon's a banana, isn't he?
Yes, he did do a little. I think that's when I first found out about it.
So what they do, I think, is when you go to a certain stadium. So like they went to Fenway, and I think that like Johnny. I don't know if it was Johnny Gomes, like Jackie Bradley Jr.
Right.
They'll bring out guys that have played there
from that team.
That part's cool, right? Because you get to see some old timers go up and take swings.
Yeah.
Whatever. But for me, like I think the pitch clock was great. I think
that's what I was telling Slater. I'm like, obviously they were losing viewership because they're doing things to try to bring in new fans. But 100%. So is the NFL. So are other.
You can go to a game with your 8-year-old
Yeah.
and not sit there for 4.5 hours. You can be there for 2.5, 3 hours and go. Some of the old guys are like, you're ruining the sport. Why are you speeding it up? I think pitch clock, the pickoff, right? So you can only throw over twice.
Yep.
So you don't do that 4 times.
Yes.
Intentional walk. You don't have to throw 4. I mean, that's an older rule, but you don't throw 4 pitches anymore, right? You just say, hey, put them on.
Oh, okay.
Things like
Little
that.
things like that. Keep the pace.
Putting
in
the
game.
guy on second base.
Maybe the PGA needs stuff like that. Dude, the Open, the Open's currently happening right now while we're filming. And yesterday, like a really good group, it was like Rory, maybe Tommy Fleetwood, I forget who else. 5 hours and 54 minutes. 5 hours and 54 minutes for 18 holes of golf. Granted, it's a very hard course, but still, like, that's insane. So I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of sports are moving towards how do we make this more fan friendly? Because that's where the money is, right?
100%.
It's not just baseball doing
And
that.
so off that PGA tour, we actually work with a guy on the PGA tour that's playing in the Open.
You're going to have to drop a name here.
Harry Hall.
Oh, okay.
You may not even know him, but like he's been decent this year, and we kind of got that because he was having a hard time finding reliable embroiderers.
Yeah.
And so his agents, like someone that works in his agency knows me. She was like, hey, can you do this for us? I'm like, sure. They sent us a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And like when golf apparel is very like stretchy, right?
Yep.
Lightweight and stretchy, that doesn't embroider well sometimes.
Oh, gotcha.
So like I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, this is before any Red Sox stuff. So like I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be on the PGA Tour. Like this dude was like top 5, like the first 3 tournaments.
Yeah.
So we end up doing it. We get it out in like a 24-hour. And so we've done all his stuff throughout the year.
Oh, that's great.
And like Scotty Scheffler, sure, love those guys. Like I appreciate golf. I don't religiously watch it, but I follow it now, and I'm like, oh, where's Harry Hall at? And I'm like, all right, sick.
Because that's your guy now.
Yeah, right. Like now I'm the fan of it. Right.
Yeah.
He follows us on Instagram. Like
That's cool.
You know, I'm a fan of it now, but it's just interesting of how like making T-shirts brings you into this world, and now I'm rooting for a dude I've never met. He's never met me. So
well, one underlying thing, like everything you've said so far, it's all who you know. Like in any line of work you're in,
dude.
networking is like everything.
It's
you
massive,
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what I learned. What I've learned is like shooting your shot is so key, right?
Yeah.
I literally was shooting my shot with the Red Sox 6 months ago, and I deleted the text, and then I wrote it out again. I deleted it, and I wrote it to a very warm lead, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody that I had a relationship with for a decade.
Yeah.
And I still was like,
Nervous about it.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, of course. Nobody
I don't
wants
wanna be
to
that guy.
be the guy being like, here, listen to my mixtape. Here, listen to, you know what
It's
I mean? It's something like
exactly
that.
what it is.
Yeah, but you have to, I mean, it's applicable to anything in life, right? You have to shoot your shot.
Dude, listen to my mixed, like that. If we went in our Facebook DMs of how many times, I'm not going to say it on here. There's like 4 dudes I can think of like, yo, check my new song out. Check my new song out. I'm like, all right, bro, got it. Right. I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
Hey, can I get tickets? Can I get tickets?
But if you don't ask, you don't receive also.
The drive-through person at Dunkin' this morning handed me a Dunkin' sticker, and I was like, I gave her an off-air sticker. I was like,
Shoot your
if you
shot.
take,
I don't know if it's the same exact thing, but close.
yeah, right. But because I don't want to be that guy. Oh, check out our new podcast.
But you have to. If you don't promote yourself, nobody else will. Like
You're a graphic guy. You're a designer guy, detail guy. Do you remember a couple years ago when the nameplate on the uniforms was tiny?
Yeah, but
What's up with that, dude? First of all, I felt like I was the only one who noticed that. The nameplate on the back, the name was like super, super small.
well, the good baseball team doesn't even put names on the jersey.
Yeah.
There it is.
I'm just kidding. I haven't
No,
really
it's about
been
the
a
name on the
Yankees fan
front.
in years.
Yeah. So Majestic was a legacy Major League Baseball
Right.
brand.
Now it's Nike.
Yes. So Majestic actually, when they lost that Major League contract,
Yes.
I think they Fanatics may have bought them or whatever it was. Under Armour won that contract. Under Armour was supposed to be the Major League Baseball provider of uniforms.
No shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Something happened
Yeah.
where they weren't. Nike swooped in and took it.
Yeah.
But what happened was instead of Nike doing it themselves, they outsourced it to Fanatics.
Got ya.
Fanatics was
Kinda
never
how
a
to party or
uniform.
what?
What's that?
It's his business.
Yeah, right.
Is this guy how to party or what? My
So-
God, I didn't expect this big day. Yeah,
So
that is
Fanatics,
great.
they're not a uniform, supplier. They
Yeah.
they do all that.
They're an online marketplace, basically, right?
Yes,
right.
but all
now they make their
branded-
own merch.
with all branded in their merch and whatnot. And so they took it over for that year, and it was a mess, just a complete mess, right? So then what had happened is everybody was complaining about it. And then I don't know what happened on the back end, but obviously it got better. Like the names, like they should probably be like 2-3 inches tall. They were probably like 1.5 inches.
Correct.
And they were like arched. And it just looked like shit.
I remember when Garcia Pare, the G would start here in the end.
Oh, dude, it's like,
here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that's,
of course.
Took up the whole
Yeah, for
back.
sure. Yeah.
Now I'm seeing like Devers, like, Devers.
It was
You
bad.
know, like,
it was bad.
I was like, what's up with that? You couldn't even, I was like, this people can't like this. And then the next season, the nameplate was bigger. And I was like,
see,
and
I told you people didn't like it.
And I feel like I was like, Brian, you're the only one who notices.
And the quality, like you could tell, there's definitely pictures on the internet of guys that had like tattoos.
Yeah.
You could see their tattoos through the white jerseys.
That's so funny.
And then Fanatics started making, they're the NHL now.
Yep.
Adidas is gone.
Yep.
So now they're sliding in there, but that's their Fanatics branded jersey.
Yeah.
So if you buy a Boston Bruins authentic jersey, it'll be a Fanatics branded
have
jersey.
that little F logo on it. I was just thinking when you said Garcia Parra, have you ever heard Slater's Nomar story?
Oh man,
you've been on the radio show with a couple times. I don't know if you ever.
They're 36.
Tremendous.
44. So this was 2001. I was at the Rack in Boston as a billiard place. It was a billiards place. And I'm just started drinking with buddies of mine or whatever, and I see Nomar playing pool over there, and I was like, I know this guy.
Was he short? Is he smaller than you would think?
No, he's probably 5'10".
Okay.
5'11". So I was like, I walked up to him. I was like, hey, what's up, brother? Dude,
He big time Nomar.
Dude, he looked at me. He was like,
says it all.
do I know you? I was like, no, I'm just a fan, man. He's like, all right, great. Like, I'll see you, buddy.
Like,
dude,
buzz off, man.
I was crushed. I told that story to my father. I was like, oh yeah, Dad.
That's the mixtape guy, right? That was 100% the mixtape guy.
I'm the mixtape guy.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an intern at a radio station here.
Yeah.
Dude, I slapped Nomar Garcia on the back like I knew who he was, bro. Yeah. Like I was his buddy, bro. Yeah. And he told me to beat it. Like I told my father that story. He's like, if you ever do that again.
Dude,
That was a life lesson right there.
It was
right?
a life lesson, man. And then I did it again. I was at the Boston Commonwealth Hotel with Jackie, and Euclid walks by.
Oh, that's right.
This was just last year. Euclid walks by. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? He didn't even hear me.
Dude.
He's got the scally cap on, dude. I was like, dude, what is your problem, bro?
Stop being a fanboy.
I'm such a fanboy.
I am I couldn't be more. I would hide if because I like, it's just, that's just like, we went to Yankee Stadium 2 months ago. Yeah. I took a couple of my buddies and we went down and we had BP passes, which was sick, right?
Yeah.
And we walked in with Tristan Cassius and Todd Frazier. And like, I was not like, it was like, what's up, dude? Mm-hmm. I was not going to be like, can I get a pic? And like, Tristan he was super cool.
I feel like it's situational. I feel like you have to read the room. I feel like there, you know what I mean?
It was,
I can't help myself, dude. Imagine if I ever ran into like Ben Affleck.
I went to Panthers Bruins playoff game, not this year, but last year. Because the Bruins didn't make the playoffs this year. Anyway, we had the last row of the loge before like the boxes or whatever.
Yep.
And behind us was a box that had Sean Thornton, who was a longtime Bruin, but also now Panthers guy.
Yep.
And Chara was actually in there too. But Chara was way in the back. Sean was right up front. So I was like, you know what? Like, I waited till he was done the conversation. I was like, excuse me. I was like, would you mind? I mean, he was right up front. If you didn't want to meet the fans, and I was like, listen, I understand if you don't want to. He's like, no problem. Took a quick selfie with my cousin and I. He was chill. But like, if he's in the middle of a conversation, I'm not going to go and interrupt. If he was obviously hanging out in the back, now I'm not going to be like, hey, Chara, like, come over here. You know, I feel like it's very situational. You got to read the room. But I don't think there's anything wrong with being a fan at the same time. But you gotta listen. If he's out with his buddy, you shouldn't have
slapping him on the back is a wild move.
That was
a wild move.
Yeah, dude. And I thought it was all right. Like I thought there was no problem with that.
Scrawny little, you know,
at the Rack in Boston.
Probably a stupid like soul patch going on here or something. You know,
dude. That's drinking Stoli Raz and Sprite, bro.
Oh my god.
That's all right. Paulie drinks hard cider. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He gets ripped on for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Sandstorm by Darude was playing in the background. So, you might not know these references, to be honest, but
that just like
he's young man.
I would not know.
Like I think I ran into Joshua Jackson one time in the parking lot of a local place.
Do you know who that is?
No.
He played Pacey on
Pacey in
Dawson's Creek.
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah,
and he was a duck too.
I should have gone there first, obviously.
So I ran into him there, and I thought of Marjo, and I thought of my Nomar story. I was like, not gonna do it.
Yeah, no.
I was like, and then Rachel Maddow bumped into her. And then I think that's really it
I'm
for
just
like
not observant
celebrity
enough.
sightings.
Like somebody will see somebody walk by me, and then they're like, "Oh, that was so and so." I'm like, "Oh," like I just am,
My buddy
not observant.
Chris pumped into Christopher Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who that is?
Right around where
Back
we
to the Future,
around
the
where we
crazy
live.
old guy
Of
from
course,
Back to the Future.
yeah. Doc, right?
Yes, yes, Marty.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Come on the radio and talk about it." He's like, "No, I'm not about that life, bro."
Yeah.
yeah.
But still, like,
I'm like, "Really?
in the back of your mind, as
I'm
a
not
business,
about that life."
in the back of your mind, as like a business person, like I would be thinking, like, "Oh, well, it'd be cool to meet that celebrity." Be like, "Hey, you want to wear one of my T-shirts?" I don't know. Again, like. You don't want to be that guy, but you got to shoot your shot. Like we know of, there was a very famous actress, producer, director. We know her sister really well. She's local to the same town we're from. I ran into her at Tanglewood a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I got to ask. If we could ask your sister to be on the podcast. And I know her well enough. I was like, I feel comfortable doing this. If you say no, you say no. You know, what are you going to do?
Teddy Swim's girlfriend is from here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You didn't know that?
I'm so
they just had a baby.
to all that. I don't.
So Raish Wright is from Pittsfield, and
She's a singer too. We've had her on the show a bunch of times.
Yeah, we've had her on the radio, and yeah, they just had a baby. Her and Teddy.
I'm so oblivious to all of
like pop culture stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't.
I feel like, are you? Really?
We sat. So I went to a basketball game. One of my buddies was working in basketball, and I sat like next to Elaine from Seinfeld.
Oh, Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
I didn't know anything.
Come on.
Dude, I've never watched Seinfeld.
What?
Everyone looks at me like I'm insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wasn't my thing.
I was going to make a joke about George Costanza making the wrong uniforms for the New York Yankees on that when you were talking about the fanatics thing. And now I'm glad I did it.
And we sat next to her, and then after was like, "Oh, you know that?" I was like, "I have no idea." She was cheering for her son played at Northwestern. My boy worked at Northwestern. So we went to the game, and she was in the stands next to us. And I was like, "Yeah, sick." Like, no idea who that is.
You're not impressed by celebrities.
It's not that I'm not. Like, if I saw
you just
Drake,
don't know. Yeah.
If I saw Drake,
what if you saw Kendrick?
Nah, no. But like, if I saw Drake, I would be like, "Oh my god!" Right? Like, of course.
Yeah.
I'm a Drake guy. Or Luke Combs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
But like, also too is I'm so scared of, which is the irony of being in business and being in sales. Essentially, I'm terrified of somebody being like, "Dude, what? No, get away from me."
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like,
no
and then
marring
also
you?
too, yeah, exactly. But if I like Luke Combs to me is like the greatest guy in the world, and if I see him and he's a dickhead,
it's gonna ruin it.
It's gonna
That's
be
what
like,
they say.
all
They
right,
say don't
dude,
meet your
like,
heroes, right?
fuck that song, right?
Yeah,
like I don't want to
yeah.
listen to that,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's a little bit different of, like that stuff is different opposed to like what I'm doing business wise, because it's like I can't fangirl you because you're treating me like a peer. Right? Like if I start to fangirl you, you're gonna get turned off
They're
a little
gonna
bit,
be
and
It's
be like,
a-
"Oh, this is just a dude this is just a fan
Yep.
that's making shirts for us."
Right.
Instead of like, I'm providing a service for you.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So like that's the part that I try to keep the
Yeah.
boundary, if you will.
And there's a difference between wanting a picture with somebody just because they're a celebrity and actually being a fan. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know who Sean Thornton was. That was the golden era of the Bruins for me. Like, how you guys felt about the 07, 04 Red Sox, like that kind of thing. So, like, I was like, I know who this dude is. He's not in a uniform. I recognize who he is. He hasn't played here for how many years? Like, I just felt like I had more of almost like a right to. I wasn't just trying to get like a selfie with a celebrity so I could like get likes on Instagram, you know?
Marilyn Manson, I interviewed on his tour bus.
That's a wild.
20 years ago.
Wait,
Yeah.
it's super wild.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah. He had a camera on the front end of a dildo, and he stuck it down his pants, and he showed me his ball hair.
Can you believe that?
I mean, with Marilyn Manson, yeah, right?
Dude,
like,
still though, again, now I'm picturing, young 21-year-old, 25-year-old.
I was 20. I was 22 years old. It was at the Ozfest.
What do you even do in that scenario? I'd have been like,
Oh, wow. I was
Looks
so
nice,
grossed out,
man.
but you don't like.
I was so nervous. So the guy's like, all right. I remember slamming a Budweiser, Bud heavy. And then walking on the bus, like, Marilyn will see you right now. And he was like sucking on a lollipop. I'll never forget this. And he had
It's even weirder.
He had like the one eye or whatever.
oh my God.
And he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And it's almost like he was like a skit, like he had done that with anyone he had interviewed with.
Like it was a
that
character
day.
type thing?
Yes, yeah. Like he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Look up in that screen right now." He's like, "That's my ball hair." He had like and I purposely tried not to.
I feel like he'd get me too or something. Like I feel like he'd get canceled for that nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all of his music would probably be canceled right now,
True.
right? Like,
That is true. But yeah, I mean, sometimes if you meet a celebrity and it's disappointing or it's awkward like that, like to your point, right? I mean, like how many people have met Michael Jordan and he was probably a total asshole to them? You know, I mean, like he was notoriously a dick to people. Like how you don't want to be disappointed.
And like the other thing too is like a lot of times if you're with kids, like even like big league games, right? You don't see, Duran signing autographs for a 35-year-old dude trying to get his collection sold on eBay.
Right.
He's signing it of a 10-year-old that's like Jarren.
Yes, totally.
So like those guys like pick that shit out, right? So like they can tell, like there's a dude that I know that like is like a collector, and this is like he will literally knock over a 5-year-old to get an autograph. That shit's corny as hell to me, right?
Yeah,
So
totally. Of course.
Yeah.
So like that's corny to me, and like I think that they notice who the kids are, and that's who they go to, right?
Yep.
So when we went to Yankee Stadium, Trevor Story's playing shortstop. We're sitting behind the dugout of the Yankees, and he gets the ball after every like half inning or whatever. Every single time, like it was money. He would take the ball and they throw it into the stands to a Red Sox fan, to a kid. Yeah. Every single time. Yep. If you go watch a game.
Taking the time to make the effort to do that.
If you watch a game of Trevor Story on the road, when he throws the ball into the crowd, he will find a fan of the Red Sox and throw it to them. And I noticed it the whole time, and I'm like, dude, this is crazy. Like, and their accuracy is insane, right? So like they can put it right where they want it.
Dude.
But I picked up on that and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Their accuracy is insane. My favorite thing to do is watch them warm up in the outfield.
Oh, yeah.
Like the way they throw, bro, it's like it's on a dead line. It's like the ball just sails on a dead line
from foul pole to foul pole.
It's crazy. Dude.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Watching them throw, I love it.
Yeah.
You were pretty good at baseball back in the day.
No, I was average. Like I was.
I just am going by what people tell me.
I was a
Paul. I don't.
Yeah, I was a good.
I did my research as a good podcast.
Oh yeah. Local, played at MCLA. I played in the NECBL, which is a good league that I managed in. But yeah, I mean, I was good for not compared to the kids now.
Yeah.
Right? Like shortstop.
Yeah.
But like the kids that we had at Taconic for 9 years, like 8, 9, 10 Division I guys, and it's different now, but. Yeah, it was fun. I liked it, but I also loved hockey. I loved football.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
Like I played a lot of different things. So it was like baseball was sweet to me from, March to August, but then it was football, and then I really loved hockey. So it was, but baseball is kind of just the world that I've naturally kind of like grown into.
To.
Yeah.
So Primo, you're is it a clothing company or graphic? What do you get the clothing?
What are you?
What are you?
So we're not. I'm not a clothing brand, right? I'm not a
you designer
no. So like basically what we are is we are your go-to for custom apparel. You own a business. You're at a school on a team. You're the Boston Red Sox. You're on the PGA Tour.
You have a podcast.
You have a podcast.
You have a podcast.
What I tell people is if you need a logo on an item, that's what we do, right? So with this stuff, I just make and I give away to like Matt Wren and my friends and whatever it may be.
Our entire fantasy football league is
decked out Primo shit, right? So we have jokes that they're sponsored athletes and they're like 55-year-old grown men that like can't, their back hurts 24/7. But yeah, we're in embroidery, screen printing, laser engraving, like anything with a logo is like kind of what we do. We did custom Jordans for the coaching staff for the Red Sox.
Oh, that's dope.
With their logo on them. They were the fire
cool.
red Jordan 4s. Sick.
That's awesome.
Right? So like we do shit like that, not all the time. So like probably wouldn't like tell people we do that, but whatever. But anything that you can imagine your business needs or like that's kind of what we do.
I read this interview with a local newspaper, a suspect interview with a local newspaper, and and you were saying like you still didn't kind of feel like the man, like you were saying earlier. What's the end game? Like, what's going to make you be like, okay, my business is like successful? You've got 2 young kids, you know what I mean? Like, what's the end game look like for you?
That's a really good question. I think employing people locally and like building a business locally is cool, right? I think having the brand and having what we do more on a national scale, right? Like we are, we're getting there.
Yeah.
But I think it was more or less about like that quote of like feeling like the man was like, I'm more humble than I am. Like, I felt like if I was 25 and I did this, I'd be like, yeah, what's up?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah, no, totally.
Like it's like almost like
with age comes humility, right?
Yeah, but we call it like big league, right? Like someone would be like, hey man, can I get a shirt? Like, nah, I'm busy, right? Like I kind of always felt like I was like, it was gonna feel like that, right? And then like I'm doing it, and I'm almost the opposite. I'm almost like, oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like someone's like, dude, that's sick. And I'm like, thank you so much. The other thing that I'll tell you too, that has been interesting about this whole situation is the people that you're like close to, that you are like really boys with,
like actually friends with,
they really don't show you any love.
I know what you mean, dude.
They like
I feel that way.
I have buddies that like, I'm like, bro, I have brought you here and here and here.
Right.
He didn't even say anything. Nothing, right?
Rude.
So it's like you get these random people from high school that are like, dude, this is so cool. And I'm like, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like your boy that you're in a group chat with is like, oh, you're an idiot, haha. And it's like, no, like, so like, I think it's like, and I don't really need
that. Is such that's such an interesting point because that really is true,
dude.
I've noticed it with the podcast where this is a new thing for us. Obviously, Slater and I have been doing the radio show together for 10 years. My friends were hot about that in the beginning, but like random strangers, oh my god, I loved it. I listened to this episode. Some of my best friends. I'm like.
Wait, you have a podcast?
I haven't really caught any episodes yet. I haven't really had time to listen. I'm like,
and I don't know if it's just because they're like, yeah, cool, dude. Like, and people have their own lives, right? I get that.
Sure.
But like, it was just interesting. But then don't come to me and be like, hey, man, can you give me tickets? Where were you? Like when all the, when like we were getting a buzz and all these things, like where were you supporting us or sharing it or doing whatever? Right. And then, like, now you want tickets.
Yeah. At least roast me about it. At least watch the podcast and roast me about it. Or at least,
suck, right?
Yeah, exactly. At least acknowledge, like, the fact that...
Right.
I got on the phone today with a buddy of mine who works for Google, and he's like, Marjo's great. I was like, yeah. He's like, you're too radio, bro. He's like, Marjo's chill. He's like, you suck, dude. And I was like, what? I was like, you kidding me? I was like, I was all hurt.
Well, if you want to give that guy a Google my numbers, no problem.
Yeah.
No,
I was like, oh, really?
Well, you've been in radio your whole life.
Yeah.
Like when we first started doing this, Slater's like, well, how do I say it? I'm like, just
dude.
How we normally act. Like
it was tough for me, especially like, I mean, I don't care about being on camera, but he's like, like you talk, you're in that stupid like radio. I called him up, I left a message, like, you think I'm terrestrial, bro?
Yeah,
you think I'm thinking podcast, bro?
Yeah, so I mean, like, end goal for me is really just to like keep getting business, like building relationships. That's key, right? Like that's what we are going to print a shirt upside down. We're going to put it crooked. We're going to do it purple and it's supposed to be green. All that is a guarantee, right? Sure. But it's like, what are we going to do to fix it? Like you build we're in a renewal based business, right? If you own a business and you buy gear and for your staff and yourself, chances are you do that every year, you have a budget, etc. That's a renewal based business for us, right? So it's important that we take care of our customers on top of building more. But I think the Red Sox stuff, like we did an order for MasterCard, which was awesome.
That's cool.
Right? Which was really cool. We picked up it's called Rumble Boxing. It's like a franchise. People in like Boston, New York City.
The logo.
It's a wink face.
Maybe not.
So we do a shit ton of stuff for them. So like it's good like branding, right? Of like our slogan is like Primo, where the pros go, right? Like because they trust us, so like you should. And again, it's like we're always going to make errors.
How did you come up with that though? I'm fascinated by like where people come up with brandings and names and slogans.
Yeah, how did you?
Dude,
and like positions on the shirt and all that stuff. The colors, like I love all that stuff.
Positions on the shirt is a standard of just like radio. Maybe you have a certain cadence of. Hey, I say things like this, or I know in my head I'm going, right? It's the same thing. We know a full chest. We know a left chest. This is going to be 4 inches. It's going to be 12 inches. You just kind of learn that shit. But like Primo for me actually was based off of a baseball glove 15 years ago. Rawlings came out with a $500 glove 15 years ago. So probably $1,000 now.
Right.
And it was Italian leather. You could barely squeeze it. It was so beautiful. And it was a horse, and it was called the Primo. And I loved it. Right? And they made it for 1 year. They never made it again. They never made. But people came in and they were like, "This thing is ridiculous." And I'm like, "Yeah." And we had like 4 of them, and that was it. And I always loved the name Primo. I was like, "This is sick." I actually started a fall baseball team in 2018, and I called it Primo Baseball. So then in 2021, when we started to like set the business up, I was like, well, it's got to be Primo, right? And then I would do all the gear for my buddies. And then it just kind of like, that's just like what we did and like what it's called. It was, the thing I don't like is we're actually Primo Products LLC. I feel like that's a little bit too like roofer, right? We're construction. Like you really don't know what the hell we do. I wanted just Primo. So I've been like battling with Instagram of like, just Primo is like kind of like the, and then like obviously this like
the first thing that comes to my mind is Prime energy drink.
That's yeah. I mean, but again, we were around before them, so like they maybe swagger jacked us,
right?
Yes. What about that?
Where's my royalties?
Where are you gonna go with that?
Really. Good luck there. Good luck there.
But yeah, so that like that's where it originated, and like it's an Italian name, which is like obviously cool for me. Yeah, of course. But yeah, so like that's like where it came from, and then it started as a baseball team, and then we just kind of ran into that, and it's always been a little side hustle, and then now like it's insane. I'm gonna put you onto a word that maybe you haven't heard. It's called drip.
No, Slater's definitely never heard that word in his life.
I'm not. I'm me either, bro. I'm 36, right?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Paul? Drip?
It's like
is that what I'm describing?
Like being drippy, right? Is a word that these kids use, and like I have to.
No, I knew that.
I get made fun of for it. Like Sean Stanner and all those guys make fun of me, right? They torture me because I have to somewhat stay in the loop of what's cool, right?
I agree with you.
So the tremendously locked in shirts are what they call drippy because they're bright, they're shiny. So when we
like Coldplay's Drippy.
Coldplay something right now.
Oh my god,
that shit was wild. You know what we're talking about, right? Okay,
dude.
all right. I'm just making sure.
No, it's
I don't know. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, it's insane
on the kiss cam.
But like the drippy piece is like. So when we first started doing the
like
shirts,
a candle, like dripping wax, you know?
It's like, like I don't really know where it comes from.
Yeah.
Right? So like.
That's all I can think of. It's like, it's like flair.
Yeah, exactly.
How many pieces of flair are you gonna?
It's
like swag, like
swag.
Yeah. Like
it's like what we call swag and flair.
Yes.
I'm gonna drop a word on you right now, bro.
Drip.
I knew I'm not gonna say I knew for a fact you didn't know it, but I'm like, I don't even really say it.
Right.
I feel when I'm texting Trevor's story, I should show you the text. I was like, oh, do you want something more drippy? And he was like, yeah, no, like a.
Do you put it in quotes?
We need screenshots.
You want something
of
more
these,
drippy?
I will literally show you right now.
These text messages.
Because I was like,
Paul Procopio, man.
Look at what colors you thinking? Socks colors or something drippy like that? Black shirt with the drippy vibe like that. Like you know what I mean? So,
you're like, yes, it worked.
I'm like, oh, okay, I'm cool, right? Yeah, I'm the man.
Yeah.
So what I started to realize, to your point of the branding, when Pete and I first started talking about shirts for the guys, and I'm like, bro, they have all this Red Sox gear, these hoodies, all this stuff, and he's like, they don't want to wear it.
Right.
He's like, you buy it as a fan. We get it given to us.
Right.
We're getting 8 hoodies. We're getting 20 shirts. That's all we have is Red Sox stuff. Yeah. So when guys come out with cool ideas and different things, that's why if you watch batting practice, if you go watch BP when they're home, on the road it's different because they have to dress a certain way. But at home at Fenway, if you watch the Nesson or you watch any of that, they're not in Red Sox. Some guys are, but they're in all these random ass, weird, different type things. Yeah. So like, I was like, damn, okay. And that's when I started realizing like, they want to wear that stuff, not the Red Sox stuff. Alex Cora basically was like, I love the tremendously locked in, but I want it in U Miami colors.
Right. Everybody wants to rep like their.
So we made 1 of 1 shirt. It's on our Instagram.
Is that green and orange?
Orange. And,
yeah. Because he went there and Romy Gonzalez went there.
Yeah, I got drip, bro.
So now you're good, right?
Because you knew the colors of the U, one of the most famous college athletic organizations in the U.S.
We'll give you credit, though. It's still dripping.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and the thing is, players now, it's like you were saying, like, you get stuff like kind of not mandated to you, but given to you by the team. Players now know that they're a brand outside of the team. With social media now, that's why we see the players getting into fashion like they are and the outfits that they're wearing on game day and stuff like that across sports. Even in the WNBA, we see it now, right? So they know if they brand themselves a little, if they're wearing something drippy or swaggy out on the field, like that's going to go viral. People are going to follow them on Instagram, like all of that. That's why you want to get in with the individual, because the individual is just as much of a brand as the team is now.
All their own brands. Right. And like when we went to Yankee.
If you hook them up with stuff that makes them feel like they're truly repping themselves and their brand, I mean.
Dude, this is the other thing, right? Like people, when you think of the big leaguers, right? They are what they were so frustrated with of like other t-shirt vendors. Oh, it's the Red Sox. Oh, this shirt's $60, dude. So all of a sudden, they're like, wait. Like, yeah, you're for the Red Sox. It's $60. You think it'd be the opposite, right? Everyone's like, here, take it. It's not really like that, right? Like, they're like, oh, yeah, like, we bought these hoodies and it was, $55. And I'm like, that's a $30 hoodie. But the guy's thinking, the business thinking is, well, it's the Red Sox. They can afford it, so I'm going to make my money.
Yep.
I didn't play that game.
Yeah.
I went the opposite of like, no. Here's this. Here's that. We're good. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you're
thinking
strategic.
of the long game.
Of course.
Yep.
And it's paid off.
Yep.
Right. So like, that's the part that I think is like important and a takeaway for me and like continuing to build a relationship is I'm not going to gouge these guys. They're normal dudes like we are. They make millions of dollars. Sure. Got it. We all know that, right?
Sure.
But they also like a deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they feel like, I think there was somebody maybe with the Bruins or the Celtics. Maybe I think it was like Blake Griffin or something. He played for the Celtics, right? For a little bit.
Very briefly.
He said something along the lines of like, when you go out in Boston, you don't pay at restaurants and things like that. And people are like, damn, that's pretty cool, right? That Boston takes care of you.
Yeah.
So like that was something like Romy Gonzalez's dad bought 5 shirts off of our store. And I sent him an email. And I was like, hey man, like, his name. And I said, I really appreciate, the support, but your son has really like kind of just blown this thing up.
Right.
I'm going to refund you and we'll send you the shirts for free.
Yeah.
So it's like little shit like that where guys are like, damn, all right, I appreciate that. So like that's kind of what I've learned is like they like a deal just as much as the dude down the street likes a deal. Right? So like that's important to
You're
like
not trying to take advantage of them. You're not trying to
No, and there's times where like, I did some shirts for Trevor Story's wife before him for Easter. They had like they wanted a joke shirt with his face with the Wally head. And I did them and I said, and she's like, I'm gonna show you. I'm like, don't worry about it. We're good.
Yeah.
When we went to Yankee Stadium, he's like, hey, here's a ball for your son. Thank you. So we had a Trevor Story ball signed for my son, which is like,
great.
All right, sweet, right? Like, so
one hand washes the other.
Exactly.
Right?
So like, you just have to, back to your point of like, celebrity wise, we provide something for you and then you provide something for us. We had a shirt that we printed on Major League Baseball's Instagram when the Cubs went and played in Japan, right? All over, millions of views, millions of likes. Not a single person that you probably know even knew about it.
Right.
Not a single one.
Yeah.
But like me and 5 other people did. And that part was like, that was pretty cool to me because it's like when you go to the games and you're sitting there and like, you're at the casket, what was it? The
casket flagging.
You're there and like you're hanging out or whatever and like all the fans are there and you're thinking in your head of like, I'm going to like support dudes that I have a relationship with and I do business with that are friends of mine, right? Yep. So it's like you feel different, like you're almost going to support. And like that's why we walked in with Tristan Casket. I wasn't trying to fangirl because in the other like side of my brain, I'm like, well, no, this is technically a customer.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is actually a client or could be, right? Yep. So I don't want a fangirl. I want to just, hey, what's up, dude? And they appreciate that. Hunter Dobbins was there like, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, man, how are you? Like when you're just normal like that, it goes so much farther, right? So like that is really like, I think one of the biggest learning experiences I've had. And me being a little bit more reserved, I think has helped me.
Sure.
Like Pete, I've known for 10 years, never asked him for tickets once.
Yeah, that's great.
You gotta wait.
Yeah.
Never.
Even even Jason Kelsey was saying that. Like he's now connected to the biggest pop star in the world, right? His brother dates Taylor Swift, as we all know, obviously. He's like, people ask me for tickets all the time. He's like, he's like, maybe like literally for my daughters, but that's it. He's like, I'm not going, he's like, one, I'm not going to jeopardize my relation, even though he's like, Taylor would give me 100 tickets to every show if I wanted them. But he's like, I'm not going to make that what our relationship is about. And he's like, I'm not going to start to kind of use that or bastardize that kind of.
Teddy Swims was supposed to come on the radio show. And I was like, all right. I was like, yeah, that's great. Yeah. I said, we'd love to have him on. Rachel's mother was saying that to me. And I was like, so I was trying not to be like, oh, this could be great.
Yeah.
This could be huge. I was like, yeah. I was like, no problem. He's like, yeah, he's going to be in town Thanksgiving. I was like, all right, great. This is last year. I was like, yeah, just let me know. No big deal. Just send me a text.
And when you, if he actually came on and you're like, what's up, Teddy? Slater.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's like 20 years ago, I wouldn't have done that. I would have been
instantly
like,
the guard is down, right? It's like,
you
all
have
right,
to.
cool. Thank God, right? Like I think that that's like another. Yeah, it's like you. Once they realize that you're just like a normal dude,
man,
and like I'm not trying to, because you have to think everybody, every minute, and they're there to work.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm there to work. I have to get loose. I have to take BP. I'm in backstage eating and hydrating before I go on stage. Like I'm doing all of this stuff,
right,
before I go to work.
Yep.
Right. So imagine outside here, all these people are waiting. Marjo, Slater. And you're like, dude, I was just getting the flight and I was doing this and I got to run and grab the kids and da-da-da-da. And you're like, dude, I don't have time to sign an autograph.
Yeah.
Right? Or
and then all of a sudden you're an asshole. But in reality, you're just a real person who is running late, trying to get to the podcast 100%. Studio, trying to do, But
then you meet somebody that's like, hey, man, what's up? I love the podcast. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
You feel like, oh my God, dude, that's just so refreshing. So
somebody said to me just today they were enjoying the podcast, and I was like, thanks very much for saying so. Like I'm as regular as it gets, bro. I grew up in Lynn, Mass. You know what I mean? Like I was, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Marjo's different. She's Williamstown. You know what I mean?
We know.
She's a little money. We had the electric company. They'll turn off the lights a couple times when we were growing up as kids, and Marjo didn't really have that problem. I grew up listening to Maddie in the morning, Kiss 108 Boston, man.
I grew up listening to NPR.
Yeah, Marjo grew up listening to NPR.
I was listening to Fresh Air every morning on my way to school.
It's all things considered on NPR.
So I mean, it's
watching Reading Rainbow.
That's like, again, I said it before, but like that's the biggest thing for me that I've learned is just like, and you have to deliver.
Yeah.
Right. And this was a tidbit that I got early on when I started doing this. Monday, they have a cool idea. Wednesday, they forgot about it. So like that's the other piece too. Like even the Walker Buehler cleat story I told you, he. By like Wednesday, I was like, oh, I think I have the Fenway green color. And then it was like, we'll let you know. And it's like, all right, sick. Like, I know that's dead.
Yeah.
Right? But like Andrew Bailey, when he first ordered with us, we did these Be Precise shirts. I had the mock-up back to him within 40 minutes. And he was like, this is insane. And I'm like, where's the sizes? I learned, right? What do you got for sizes now?
Yeah.
Right?
When somebody gives you the opportunity, you got to jump right on it.
Right? So like that was, same thing with the Tremendously Locked In. Within 48 hours, those were at Fenway Park.
And if you don't get it to them in 24 hours, the next guy will.
Exactly.
They're next man up all
100%,
the time. Yeah.
100%. So like that, delivery is key, like responding. And, it's, like we have a shirt that we're doing right now for Garrett Crochet. I think it's for him. I think that's his nickname, but I'm not sure. But we're doing a shirt right now for all of the guys. That's going to be there for the Dodgers series. So that, that'll actually be the day this airs, dude. Right?
Yeah, this will air a week from today.
Yeah, so that with the Dodgers in town, there will be a shirt that maybe some of the guys are wearing on TV that we're doing now. And we're sitting in my kitchen. My son is next to me, my 4-year-old. My 2-year-old's to the left, and my wife is like across the kitchen. And my phone rings. And I'm like, hello, like, it's Andrew Bailey. He's like, yo, what up? I'm like, what's up, dude? And you can hear the commotion in the background.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, like this shirt that we're working on, we had been texting. And I'm like, yep. And he's like, Walker, come here. So like Walker Buehler comes over and he's like, oh yeah, dude, that's sick. And then he's like, Garrett, come here. Garrett Whitlock. He's like, oh, hell yeah, that's the one. And Bale's like, yup, let's do that one. This is sick, blah, blah. Right? So I hang the phone up. And I look at my wife and my son looks at me. He's like, Daddy, who was that? And I'm like, you won't get it. You won't get it right now. But I'm like, it was like one of Daddy's like customers, right? And it's like, and Jill was just, my wife was just laughing because she's like, he doesn't understand it, right? Like if he was 10, and I was like, oh, that's the Red Sox pitching coach, that's the Red Sox starter and the reliever,
right?
He would be like, holy shit, right? So it, but again, the point is like we're delivering on that. We're getting it. All-Star break. They're in Chicago now. They're in Philly. They come back for Dodgers. The Dodgers. He's going to have those shirts. Guys are going to have them next, right? So like that's how we try to do it. But where I've seen the negatives of that, locally, people may feel like we only do big league business.
Yeah.
Right? So we're doing Northwest. It's like a Pacific Northwest scout games for all the MLB scouts out in Seattle. We're doing all the jerseys for it. Cleveland Guardian Scout we're good friends with, and we're doing all that, right? So that's cool. The PGA Tour is cool. MasterCard is cool. But, PHS soccer is still important to us.
Your local stuff
exactly.
is still
so like that's I think where I'm feeling a little bit of the disconnect of like, how do I maintain of like, yes, we do this,
right?
But like, we're also not going to treat you like an asshole if you want 12, basketball shirts, right? And not every order is something we can fulfill, right? Like, but that's what I'm navigating through business wise of like, how can I be attractive to the 12 shirts that you need for off-air podcast, but then also come through with 40 shirts for the Boston Red Sox.
Right.
right?
Yeah. So like, I think you said the word humility. You know, it's just what it is, man. You know,
at the end of the day,
it's a must.
Yeah.
You know?
I said,
keep you level.
I said to my father-in-law the other day, I'm like, I'm just some jackass, and he's like, we're all just some jackass.
Exactly,
dude.
It's
Exactly.
We're all jackasses, dude.
Right.
You guys could do it, bro. Like if you had a heat press and you had the idea and you could do it.
Right.
You build the connection, you could do it. I'm not special.
You could do a podcast.
Right.
You could find a producer. You could, you know what I mean? Like
I'm a nobody, right? Like there's people that are so much smarter and everything. I just do it and we deliver.
Yeah.
Like when you call us, we answer.
We're all just jackasses.
That's it.
Well, congrats on all your success.
Thank you so much.
And we really appreciate it, man.
We wish you continued success. And we'll hit you up for some off-air merch.
Paul Procopio, everybody. What's the website?
www.printprimo.com. Our Instagram is primo_BRK, Berkshire.
Gotcha. Right.
I'm trying to work on that.
All right.
But we'll get there. But our Instagram is definitely like where we're at. So we post all our stuff there and whatnot.
Right
so thanks, Marjo.
Hey, no problem.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Do I say anything?
Nope.
Where? Wait, do I even need these on?
You would just look silly if you didn't have them on and weed it.
Oh, all right. Say it. Cool.
Do I say anything?
Nope.
Nah. Word.